Hi, welcome back to the office. Office today, not in a cold garage. Just had the community tab unlocked, which is really good, so that's great. Did a survey, a few of you like to see a bit more sim work, so I thought that's what I'll do. I'm going to look at today reducing the transfer duration from where it's at the minute. This will increase the blowdown time area, hopefully give us a little bit more power, so that's where I'm going to go. As always, give us a like, subscribe if you're liking it, and leave us a comment, let us know what you think. And that's it, so we're off to the computer now and see if we can make any more virtual power.
Okay, this is my model as I measured the AR93 barrel up some time ago now. So this is all the data I've put into EngMod. I'm going to show the display, it'll come over. So that's the exhaust port. You can see it's 196.7 degrees duration. So I'm not going to touch that. However, I am going to look at the transfer port, which is up here now. This is all the data for the transfer port as I measured. If I display the windows, you can see 139, 137.61, 136 duration, which is quite high. So I'm going to do a run now as it is. Then I'm going to reduce these transfer durations down to about 130. And what that's going to do is reduce the time area. So at the minute, the exhaust blowdown area can give about 18.5 horsepower. The transfers can give 37.5 horsepower, which is quite a lot. So I'm hoping by reducing the transfer duration, I'll increase the blowdown power available, and I'll also match it up better with the transfer power available. And you should see an increase. So this is what I'm going to do. Right, I've set up for the run. So the data is the most up-to-date data file. So EngMod will use that. I've set it just doing a batch run, so we're doing lots of runs, horsepower. I'm going to display the graphics so you can see it. I'm going to look at the inlet traces. So this is it, AR93, the 139 to 136 transfers. And it's going to go through those iterations there. So if I go continue, it will start. And as you can see, this is what EngMod shows you. It's just a ready retina to see if everything's working okay. So the bits I'm interested in is this exhaust, which is the green. Once it gets going into the power band, you should be getting it a lot higher up, so you're getting more exhaust pulse as it gets into tune, and you want a high exhaust pulse there. Then when the transfer ports start to open and the inlet's opening, you want a negative pressure here, and when the pressure is lower than the cylinder pressure, just let it settle a sec, then this is going to be drawing on the transfer ports and on the cylinder to help scavenge the cylinder and help draw in new gas, fresh gas. And then towards the end, once the exhaust gets into tune, you're then looking for the exhaust port to then start trapping. Okay, and that's the first curve. So horsepower we got is reckoning about 17 horsepower. So we're going to rerun that with the transfers a little bit lower. Right, back into EngMod. I'm going to go into the transfers. These are the durations, or the port opening, to give the durations we had before. So I'm just going to change that to 115 flat, as that will give me 130 degrees duration, which is what we're looking at. So this is effectively delaying the transfer opening port to further after top dead center. I'm going to save data in a new file. Otherwise, I can't do two things at once. 130 TX is 130 transfers. So I shall remember that. Save and display. Bring that over, and as you can see now, the open duration is 130 degrees. And now we shall have a look at the STAs. So I'm going to put it into a little chart anyway, but you can see now we've gone to 23.7, so an extra sort of 5 horsepower of blowdown area, and we've reduced that from 37 down to 28, so it's getting a little bit more balance there. And now we'll rerun the sim, see what happens. Okay, just about ready to run the sim. So we've got the 130 transfers in. I'm going to hit continue and off she'll go. And we'll look at the results after the sim has run its course.
And as you can see, it looks like we made a little bit more power, so we're near at 18 now. However, we'll have another look in EngMod2T so we can compare the two graphs side by side, so I'll meet you there next.
Right, as you can see, we've got the transfers as they were, 139 down to 136 in the red power curve, and with the black, this is with the lower transfers. So as you can see, it's not made much difference up the slope, but it's given us a bit more RPM and increased the power by about 0.7 of a horsepower and increased the over rev a bit as well. So overall, yeah, pleased with that. If that happens in reality, I'll be happy. So now I'm going to pull up a few more graphs of the gas dynamic stuff and try and explain why I think this is happening. Okay, just sort of demonstrate one of the things I was hoping was going to show, which it has. Because we've reduced the transfer port timing on the 130, so the red line, this means there's more blowdown area, so there's more time to get that spent gas out, which means when the transfers do open, there's less reversal of flow or less contamination of the new flow coming in. As you can see here, so the gas at this point in the transfer window is less contaminated than the gas in the window with the standard timing that I measured before. So one of the reasons there's less contamination of gas. Okay, another graph. So this is a snap moment through one complete cycle, 360 degrees. The black line is the purity, so the purity of the gas. So one is pure air fuel mix at the optimum ratio, whereas below one is that's where it starts getting mixed with unburned gases that obviously aren't going to combust as well. So as I was shown with the transfer before, you can see for the cylinder itself throughout the cycle, as we start getting above or past bottom dead center, you can see that the purity of the gas with the 130 transfers is up there. So what 0.95, 95%, whereas it's down at about 90, which is another thing I believe contributing to the 130 transfers making a bit more power because there's less mixing of gas because there's more blowdown time area, so you can get rid of that exhaust spent gases out the exhaust in time for the transfers opening. Also, I'm not going to show it now, but there's also some things going on. If you look at the exhaust traces as well, the more blowdown energy's going in there, and I think it's making the exhaust resonate just a little bit stronger at this RPM, which again is keeping everything in sync just a little bit longer. That was yours, you